Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm NFX and today we're back at Goodwood Kartways for our second race of the season. You're tuning in now for my qualifying lap. In this qualifying I was able to hit a 41.392, which was pretty good for the day itself. I was able to qualify in P3, which is great for me. I think the gap to those in P2 and P1 were quite big, quite substantial, and the ones behind me, I think there was a 10th to a 100th of a difference compared to some people that were just following me in P4 and P5 and P6. So in terms of the top two, they were very close to each other, while there was a pretty big split behind the field. So you kind of see that in the race. So it's kind of funny, actually. I actually had the same cart last week for one of my practices and wasn't able to turn the cart because of the rain, and just completely found myself in Lake Muskoka. So not too much fun. But going into the race, I'm starting in P3 and we're kind of all getting ready to line up here, just waiting for the flags to come out. And at this point I'm full throttle, fully on the gas, and you can see the top two break away so quickly. Knowing that I don't have that much power in the cart, I go super defensive into turn number 4, hitting the curb on the left and also holding the right into turn number 5 and continuing to play that defensive game. Going into turn number 6, I definitely go a little bit wider than I want to, trying to give the driver behind a little bit more space. I don't know why I did that, but definitely can clean it up. And now looking at the replays, it's really, eye-opening how much room I'm kind of leaving some of my opponents. So something to keep in mind for future races for myself, but also just to note. So as you can see, P1 and P2 are flying and they're kind of competing in their own league. As you can see, their pace is just way above the others, and you can see P4 and P5 right behind me, and they're keeping up and right on my tail. And this is where I kind of get nervous. I'm not too sure how aggressive or defensive I should get, so I kind of sit in the middle, and I think here I kind of slow them down a little, and I just feel like there's just not enough pace in this cart. But luckily that actually works in my favor, as P5 is actually starting to catch up with P4. So I think at this point they're kind of dueling it out while I'm kind of sitting in the loom. So my biggest thing during this period of time when I was racing is don't fuck it up, right? Because as soon as I fuck it up, someone, either P4 or P5, is going to capitalize on my mistakes. So I'm looking over my shoulder, I'm having the same issue. Should I go defensive? And so I decide to, and I think they get right next to me at this point, but I think I hold the outside line and then getting the inside line into the final last corners here. So I'm able to stay ahead and hold on to whatever type of lead I have right now. By now, if you're still here, I hope you're enjoying the content. If you enjoy karting content and you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now, getting back to the race, I'm currently still in P3, lap 4 of the race. I see P1 and P2 ahead, and they're about a corner ahead of everyone, or at least ahead of me. And what's really cool about this race is that we actually had 3 drivers filming the entire race. So we had the person that qualified in P1 that was recording, myself that qualified P3, and the person that qualified in P5. So if you line up your dates and your races with all the other videos, it'd be really neat to see an onboard of all 3 videos kind of come together, which is pretty neat. But to make it easy for you, I'll include both their videos in the video description so you can have a look at different POVs during the race. Going into turn number 6, this is actually where P4 and P5 collide. I think P4 or P5 was trying to go for a dive bomb, and it just happened to be unsuccessful and kind of knocked the other driver. And as I kind of finish up this lap, I look up and I see the world black flag, and I think that was pointed to P4, or it might have actually been P5 now because they dropped position. But yeah, that actually gave us the opportunity to run in free air. right? And at this point I don't feel that pressure as much because there's such a big gap. And to be honest, without that kind of nudge, I do not think I was able to could or at least hold this position for as long as I did. And you can kind of see in the onboard of the person that started in P5, but they were just on my tail and I could really feel that pressure. So I think without that little collision, I definitely would have been overtaken very shortly after, but unfortunately, yeah, that collision just put P4 and P5 out of the running here, and you can kind of see I have a larger gap. And when I turn my head to the right, you can kind of see the driver just finishing, or I guess entering my last corner. So I'm about half a corner ahead of them right now. So as long as I keep this position, I keep this lead, and I'm able to not mess up, I should be set for my first podium of the season, which is going to be kind of exciting. So the expedition race, I think I finished P2. First race I finished P5, and this race hopefully, well, I do finish P3, funny enough. But yeah, so it's been a pretty odd start of the season with the rain in the first race and this lovely dry, and I think going into the third race the forecast is looking a bit rainy, so I'm curious to see. Definitely looking to challenge myself, as I know rain is not my strong suit, and hopefully I don't find myself in another puddle if it decides to rain on that day. So this is the last lap, and I'll let it play out from here. But please, if you did enjoy the video yet again, please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Take care.